Good morning. Everything that you're going to get this week is going to be pre-recorded from the Steubenville Youth Conference in St. Paul, Minnesota, where I'm at this weekend with some of our incredible teens from our parish and from the area. Last night was the opening session, and one of the speakers ended up saying something that I thought was so profound. He said that it's so important that we worship the Lord. That's what we're made for. That's what we're created for, to realize the way the Lord works in our lives in a beautiful way and to partner with us. Right? That truly is, that's why we live. That's what gives us joy. That's what allows us to be free. That's what allows us to truly just be ourselves. And that's worship, right? Being in right order with God. Our hearts being able to find rest in the place that they were created to find rest. And he said that there are two ways that we can kind of get messed up and that we all of a sudden find ourselves not worshiping and not living the way our hearts were meant to live. Now, my hope as I'm saying this is that you're thinking to yourself, I want to know what those two ways are, because I want to prevent that, because I want my heart to function right. I want my life to be the way it's supposed to be, to put the right fuel into my engine, right? To not accidentally put diesel fuel into a regular engine or whatever. We can feel it when it doesn't work, right? And so he said the two ways that we can get off and find ourselves not worshiping and living our lives the way that we're called to. The two ways, he said, the first is by not recognizing and not seeing the way God reveals himself to us on a day-by-day basis, right? And we might say to ourselves, well, God has to show that to me, right? Like God has to make that very overt, and God has to put that in my way so that I can't miss it. Well, the fact of the matter is he does, but sometimes we just don't see it. We almost have our eyes closed because there's so many other things we're doing or whatever. Sometimes we don't see the beauty of what God has right in front of us, right there, right in front of us. If it's friendships that he's given us, right, the support that we have. If it's, let's say, maybe good food, and there's just some incredible flavor in the room, and we're like, wow, this is amazing. This moves me. This makes me so happy. If it's a conversation, if it's something that we see. And in some sense, I would say maybe even we can just engage our senses, right? To think about, like, how is God showing me his love through what I can see, what I hear, if there's just music that moves my heart, that moves my soul, if it is something that I taste, right? Just something pleasurable that I'm able to touch. Maybe there's something softer, like petting an animal, right? Things that just maybe we wouldn't immediately think, wow, this is such an incredible thing that, oh my gosh, I just know the existence of God, right? But just little ways that God tells us that he's with us, right? So the first way that we can just kind of like get off is by not paying attention or not even striving to ask, where is God present and what is he doing for me? So that's the first way. And then the second way that we can get off is simply by living in fear, by letting fear close us off, where we say, like, I don't understand this thing that's happening. I don't understand exactly what's going on. So it must mean that there's a major problem in my life. It must mean that things are off. In some sense, it must be that I can't trust God, right? Who are we going to trust? Are we going to trust God and his promises, or are we going to trust the fear that simply just kind of like scrunches our hearts? We don't want that. We don't want that to happen to our hearts. And yet sometimes we let that happen, right? So today I encourage you to ask the Lord, what is it that you want to show me? How is it that you want to show me your love? And Lord, help me make sure I don't miss that. And then the second thing, Lord, help me to trust. Help me to be not afraid. Know that the Lord is with you. Know that he wants your heart to function right. And I know you do too. So hand it all over to him. Let him work with you. And most importantly, let him love you. Have a great day. God bless you.